Okay. I think we're uh, virtual at this point. Good evening, everyone. This is the March 10th to 2022 meeting of the Aiken Citizens Review Board. And I'm going to quickly, we have on our agenda, a call to order. We normally have currently 9 members of the Citizen Review Board, having lost one who moved out of the area. And according with 9, we need 5 members to constitute a quorum. And so I do note we do have 5 members with Mr. Beckner, Ms. Dugan, and Mr. Alejandro is with us today, and Leguizamon, and Ms. Dix, and myself, of course. So we do have 5, so we have enough for our quorum. All of you, I assume, got the both the agenda and the minutes. Anybody not receive those documents? You know, everybody's got them? Okay. And let's move right along here. Talks about committee reports, because we really just got everybody newly elected in February. And I've been voted in again to be chair. I just haven't had a chance to do any committee assignments. So obviously we don't have any committee reports. I'll try to get that done. There's been some discussion. I think it was a good one, that since we don't really have a lot of cases, which is a good thing, that we don't really need panels at this point. If that changes, we can certainly do that. Moving on the agenda, we do have some minutes that were made. The last meeting of the board was February 10, and that was completed by Katina, who isn't unfortunately with us tonight. She's our outgoing secretary, has done a great job in the past. Everybody review those minutes. If anybody has any changes, if not, I'll take a motion to approve those minutes. Mr. Beckner has raised his hand for a motion. Is there a second?
I just want to point out that there was a typo.
Oh,
There's a typo in bullet number 4. Your last name is misspelled. There's just one letter out of position.
oh, and mine, or, oh, my last
Yeah.
name? Oh,
Yeah,
I'm looking at,
it's,
which, it's on the minutes, huh?
yeah.
How far?
Count down 4 bullets. The first 2 are just sentences, and then
Oh,
it's the first. Or
oh,
anyway,
yeah, I got you. It's the second one. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, okay. We'll just
Yeah.
make a change, correct that. I've been called worse, so. Okay. With that modification, is that a motion, Mike, for approval of those minutes?
Yeah.
Is there a
so
second?
moved.
Alex has raised hand for a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, fine. These minutes have been approved today's date. Again, reports from the chair. The only thing I can add is I'll try my best to get out some assignments for committees. I have reached out to the mayor through Stuart Biedenbaugh to again remind him we have that opening on our board. They're aware of it. And you know, again, Annie, because since I think we've all agreed we'd like to certainly keep some diversity on this board, and therefore I've suggested to both the mayor and of course I would say to Carmen and Annie and James, if you have somebody in mind that you think would be a good person to take the place for Jeffrey, please communicate that to the mayor and to Stuart. One of the questions that did come up, I think Carl raised it to me recently. He has a couple of people in mind that might make good members. They actually were former members of the public safety department, but they don't live in the city. They live in they're over the line in the county. And I looked at the bylaws. I don't think the bylaws specifically limit the membership to the city. Does anybody know otherwise, Mike?
Just point of fact, I live across the street from the city limits. I'm in the county, so.
Right. I was thinking that. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything in the bylaws that prohibit it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So Carl, you're with us. Perhaps the people you have in mind might be passed along to our, city manager and the mayor, and see if they have an interest.
Certainly.
I think these are folks that recently retired, though. I think they've already been placed on another city committee, so they might be,
One of them has, one of them hasn't.
okay, all right. That certainly would be helpful to have somebody that has been on the road, if you will, with the department, and could perhaps help us out at times if we get a case that requires some explanation. So that's really all I have to report. Is there any old business to come before the board? Anything that we haven't, we need to continue?
I have a
Annie?
question. Yeah,
Yes.
I have a question, and I may have a short memory. You may have said this before.
Mine's
I could
pretty
not
short,
I could not figure out what the letters after each of the cases meant.
Yeah, what I did was, I've been doing for the last few years, they are the initials of the person who filed the complaint.
Okay,
So if it was John Smith, you'll see JS. When the complaint is finished and processed by Aiken Department of Public Safety, it just has a number, it'll have 2016 such and such.
okay,
And I thought, at least when I started doing this, if we made it clear with a CRB, of course, and then the year that complaint was filed. Now, sometimes like one we're going to go into a little later, started in 2021, but wasn't wrapped up until 2022. But, and so you'll see the initials again were whoever that person was, and then it'll be the number of that case for that particular year. So that's how it pretty much works. We haven't had any, that my recollection, where more than one person filed the complaint. If we did, that could be a little problematic, but we haven't had that. So anything else, Eddie?
no, that was what I need to know.
Okay,
Thank you.
sure. Yeah, thank you. Any old business? How about new business? Do we have anything come before the board? Okay, everybody's getting their communications as best we can, and we're operating in the environment we are. Okay. We now have before us 4 matters. And according to, we need to have a motion at this point to move ourselves into executive session so that we may review these. We will not take any action in executive session. We will, any action that the board takes on these matters will be done when we return to the public. May I have a motion to move us into executive session? Alex, okay, in a second. All in favor? Aye. Okay, thank you. We will momentarily move into executive session. If any of the public is watching, please stand by, and we'll be out when we complete the review of these matters.
Ms. Dix, there you go.
John, you're muted. You're muted. Can't hear you.
How's that?
No.
All right. Good evening again. This is the Citizens Review Board of the City of Aiken. We have just met in executive session and have reviewed a number of matters that had been submitted to us by the Aiken Department of Public Safety. No action on any matter was taken in closed session. Now returning to our public portion, we will go through the matters and indicate our whether we agree or disagree with the findings that were made by the department. I'm going to start on CRB 2021 AS. That was number 16 for the year. It was a case that started last year. We have reviewed that carefully, all the attachments, any submissions with it. And is there a motion on that?
Could we just have one motion at the end? Do you think? Oh, well, I guess we do have to do each one separately.
Well,
Motion to affirm.
Okay, we all agree? Second?
Okay.
Okay, we all in favor?
Aye.
All right, the record will show that we have agreed with the findings that were made by the Aiken Department of Public Safety as to the conduct of the department officers. All right, the next matter is CRB 2022-2, initial CD. Again, we thoroughly reviewed this case, and I'll take a motion on that, please. Alex, to approve this?
Yes, motion to affirm.
Made by Public Safety, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, again, we're agreed to the determination that Public Safety made on that case. The next matter is CRB 2022-3, initial CW. And we all had a chance to go over this in detail. Is there a motion to agree, or is there a motion to agree on this? Mike?
So moved.
Okay, second on that?
Second.
And do we, all in favor of the findings that were made by Aiken Department of Public Safety?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Aye.
moved.
Aye.
The last matter that we reviewed was CRB 2022-4, initials EH. Again, we carefully looked over all the documentation on that case. And as a result, is there a motion on that matter? Your
Move to
motion-
affirm.
Motion to approve the determination that was made by the Department of Public Safety.
Approved.
By Alex, and second by Mike.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 That's the matters that were reviewed in executive session. That completes the work that we did in that setting. Is there any other matters to come before the board this evening? Okay, I'll entertain at this point then a motion to adjourn.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, could I just ask one thing?
Yes.
While Carl's on here. I told Susan I would actually do the minutes from now on, and so she wouldn't have to do that. Would you prefer that I send them to all of you separately, or should I send them to Carl to be dispensed with the agenda and so forth? Would it make it more sense for him to send it as a packet?
I think put it with the
Yes.
agenda for me. Does that work for
Yes.
everybody?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
And I'm sorry, what did you say?
But I would do, as you suggested, send it to Carl and he can put it together with the agenda
Okay,
for the meeting.
Okay.
And,
that works for me.
Okay, we just get, for the record, we have one matter that we weren't able to finish our review. We're not dealing with it this evening. We'll bring it up on our April meeting. Okay, anything else for the good in the order? All right, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Move that we adjourn.
Okay, second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting is hereby adjourned.